girls from Digital, sweet no hell, and all them girls from Flow, how them look good so. The boss woman, all eyes on them, and them girl with plenty boyfriend. Until season, open tonight, can war action. They looking for money until season.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Explicit, boy.
It is another day of Activated Mornings with Roleza and Dianna. Good morning to all of our listeners. At this time, we are going to have our morning commentary from PeeJohn, who is already on the line with us. PeeJohn, good morning. Over to you.
Good morning to you, Dianna. Good morning, Roleza. There's a disturbing issue I want to comment on briefly. And the question I pose to all of us is, why do our young girls go missing? A 16-year-old student, Jelena Stevens, has been reported missing by the police. She was last seen on April 10th, 2025. That is 14 days ago. I am not aware of any credible reports that this young lady has been safely found. I am therefore assuming that she is still missing. Now, the issue of teenage girls going missing in SPG has become a disturbing trend. The current case is the latest of several we have had over the past several months. What are the factors driving these developments? Without necessarily commenting on the case at hand, I want to offer what might be some common reasons. Now, some girls may run away from abusive homes or relationships, and these situations can lead them to be classified as missing. Secondly, they are vulnerable teenagers, especially those from economically disadvantaged backgrounds, that may be lured or coerced into exploitative situations. Thirdly, poverty or economic hardship can push girls to seek opportunities elsewhere, often through risky means. In some cases, this leads them into the hands of people who want to exploit their vulnerability. And the final comment, social media is rife with comments in response to the case at hand. And the comments, I dare say, are quite disturbing. There seems to be a lack of empathy and sympathy for the young person involved. While many persons have expressed concern and best wishes to the affected family, a significant number of persons have been quite cruel in their comments. It appears as if more and more people care little about these cases. So I say, let's pause and try to figure out what is going on with our young females. And that is my rant for the day.
All right, then. Thank you, PeeJohn. That was our commentary there from PeeJohn asking the question, why do our young girls go missing? Before we get into the commentary, let me again say good morning to all of the listeners of WEFM. You are listening to Activated Mornings with Roleza and Dianna right here on the Clean Fresh Sound. It's a bit rainy outside. I know some people really love this weather. You probably don't like it when you have to leave your house to go out to work, but this is the life we live in. We already know how it is for us down here in the Caribbean, all right? But I'm hoping that you will have an amazing day nevertheless. Roleza, morning.
Morning, everybody. Good morning. I guess I feeling like the weather. I couldn't understand why it is I was so tired this morning, but again, it's probably because of the rain. All right, so Trust that everybody is in a better spirit than I am right now. Still trying to wake up. Still very much trying to wake up. All right. And yes, it is tight today weather. I am blaming it on the rain this morning. All right. So yes, I trust that everybody is doing a-okay. Thursday is here, folks, which means tomorrow is already Friday. All right. If it's anything to be happy about, it's that. All right. I didn't even realize that next week Thursday is already another holiday. Listen, I feel
you serious?
We're very Trini right about now, right? Because in Trinidad, is almost every month there is a holiday, or at least 2 holidays, or something to that effect, right? Yes, next Thursday is May 1st, Labor Day. All right, and then we have another one on the 21st of May. So that's why I said it's feeling very Trini at this moment, because this was the one thing that I had missed out from Trinidad. The number of public holidays that they had. I don't even know why, because I'm rejoicing because one of those is I have to come into work. Anyways, but all right. But for those of you who don't work on public holidays, yes, we have a little bit of excitement. So I'm just hoping, the Indians of the persons of Indian descent would advocate for an Indian arrival day in remembrance of, so we could get another holiday down, folks. Come on, our folks of Indian descent, let's rally for that.
Not really, right. Rallying for holidays.
Of course I am. This is me doing public good. All right, using the airways to advocate for things that we want to see.
You're doing your civic duty.
Civic duty. Come on, man. We're doing it.
All righty then. Now for us to get into our comments about PeeJohn's topic. Well, yesterday I did see the flyer about the young girl that has gone missing. And I did realize that it's been quite some time. We're just now hearing of this police report of this young lady missing. PeeJohn, I cannot answer the question as to why our young girls go missing, but some of the points that you raised this morning are some of the very things that I thought about. And one especially for me is the homes. I don't think that a lot of times, now it would not be the case for all of them, but I don't think that a lot of times when we see children act a certain way, whether they run away from home or they're misbehaving or they're on the street or something, I feel like we don't look into the homes enough. And I mean, I recognize that we come from a generation of parents and grandparents who don't ever believe that they're wrong. And anything that a child does is for their own mind. But you have a child from birth, in fact, before birth, up until whatever age, 10, 12, even up to 13 when we become a teenager. And, you have to take some responsibility and hold yourself accountable for some of these things. So I believe that in some cases, it may have something to do with the homes, because a lot of children look like they're living in happy homes, but they're not living in happy homes. And I think we should probably look into that more if it isn't already being done, because that's that's the one that I would put at the top of my list. Of course, we are aware that sometimes they run away to meet their little boyfriends and so. But
boyfriends. You mean man?
Well, see.
By man, I mean big hat man. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So we're aware that they do run away to meet these guys sometimes. And PeeJohn raised some points. They're talking about vulnerable girls being coerced into these situations and also being exploited because of their family economic situation as well. I still think, though, that even in situations where a child has run away to go and meet man, you should still look into the home. You should still, and I don't believe in questioning the parents. I mean, adults questioning adults. Adults usually take the side of other adults. Get on the trust of the children, because sometimes I think that's what we don't do to get information from them. We don't earn their trust. We just come in with whatever knowledge we think we have and what we think would work best for them, or some generic advice or generic sort of way of dealing with them. And sometimes because of that, we don't reach them and we don't get the information that we need to get from them. So to the persons who are responsible for looking into things like this, I hope that they would check everything in a situation like this, examine all your options, check everything and make sure, you could rule out what is or what isn't and so on. Yeah.
All right. All right. So I hear Dianna's side. Dianna is looking at the side of the child, and yes, that is one factor in terms of maybe children come from these homes where they don't feel loved. They're not told that they are loved. So in the cases of the young girls, they gravitate to persons who might be pretending to love them. All right. That is one thing. In some of the instances that we note, in this particular case, I really had to question if this young lady in particular has run away before, because the report said that she was missing since the 10th. Now, if it was since the 10th and yesterday was the 23rd, to me, my first reaction was that there isn't any sense of urgency in finding this young lady, right? And if there isn't a sense of urgency, is it a case because it has happened before? Now, of course, I don't know this young lady's personal situation. I don't know what her history is, but all I can say from the information that was presented, that there did not seem to be a sense of urgency to find her. If her being missing was only reported yesterday to us as regular citizens, right? One of my biggest concerns is, so I probably have fallen into the category of one of the persons who I am not as alarmed when I see these flyers go up, right? I think the last time that I shared a flyer of a missing girl was a young girl, the student of primary school age, right? Because we don't normally hear of primary school age students going missing. And because of that situation where, because of her age and everything, I felt that was one that I should share. But when it comes to the older girls, I am not as alarmed, given that sometimes you see posts go up and they commenting under the posts and these kind of things. Yeah. And, some of them have made a mockery of our concern, right? But what it is that I also have to look at is, one of these days, I am so fearful that when we don't take one of these posters seriously, that a young lady might actually be in true danger. And because of the actions of others, this particular individual may not get the attention that she actually needs in terms of persons going out to actually look for her and being on guard to find her, right? I also have to address... The other point is that the lack of sympathy comes from persons being tired. Yeah. Right? To be honest, the public is tired of seeing these posts of not knowing what happens. Now, the thing of it is that as a public, we would not necessarily know what the findings of the police are, because because it relates to a minor, we would not find out what the finer details are. But when we have to realize that, some of them are just being own way, they're doing what they want. And my bigger, if there are levels or scales to this, the ultimate problem is that our age of consent being 15 means that if the parents want to go and haul these young girls out of homes of the man that they're by, because they're not by little boyfriends, I don't think that little boyfriends, especially if they're the same, and me using the word little boyfriends is of them being the same school age, right? I don't think that a mother of school age, having a school age boy, would have a young girl of the same school age. Well, that's true. Some of them would, right? But I look in more at the big hardback men, right? Because the age of consent is 15. Mother can't go and haul her out of the house. Police can't go and haul her out of the house, right? And it puts the parents in particular in a very funny spot, because she might be at the age of consent, but she is still a minor and the responsibility of her parent. What exactly can police do in those instances? And this is, to me, what is the problem. And this is why even from before, I've always advocated for the age of consent to be 18. If you are going to be doing adult things and acting like an adult, and of course, I'm not saying this extends to every situation with these missing girls coming to the public's attention. But if we are going to have young girls who are going to be acting like big women, let them act like big women at the age of consent being 18. Because at this time, parents, mothers in particular, and the police don't have much to do. There isn't much that they can do to get these girls out of these situations.
Yep, it's interesting what we consider to be of concern in this country, because it's interesting to me that it's so interesting to me and a lot of others that the age of consent is at 15. Nobody see it fit to, I don't know, march or something to get that to change or anything. But, other things, we take it very serious. But nobody seems to want to champion the cause, or at least the people that I see championing other causes don't see it fit to champion a cause to get something like this to change. But until it happens, I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I know I've said all of that, but I still would not look at these young girls, especially because the images have been out there. Persons know who they are. They would know, somewhere down the line, remembering them years later that they were on these missing flyer folders, posters. Jeez, missing flyer posters. That there still needs to be some counseling involved. And I am not going to be writing them off because of maybe something that they did in their teenage years. So I think when the empathy comes back into play here is after they have been quote unquote found out, after they have been returned home, that as the public, we probably need to just understand why it is they did what they did and not hold it against them for the rest of their lives.
Right. All right, then. And with that, we are going to head out immediately and go into our traffic talk because it is 7:35, quickly approaching 7:36, and it's time for traffic talk.
99.9, the heart and soul of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. WEFM.